Good morning, my friends. How are you today? I hope you are having a good morning so far. You've done your stretches to the side, up high, down low, and you've shaken all your wiggles out, and you've had some breakfast and washed your face and said good morning to everybody. And here we are for another fun lesson. So let's start by looking at today's date. So I have both my calendars, and who knows what day it is today? What day do you think it is? If yesterday was Monday and tomorrow's Wednesday, today would be, did you say Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. So today is Tuesday, April 14th. There we go. Tuesday, April 14th. And maybe you're using this calendar you colored, or maybe you colored this one, and you colored this one, and colored a little bit of this one. You're going to color some more one of these days. And, oh wait, I forgot to say good morning with my heart and my rainbow. Oh, silly Miss Jillian. Good morning to you, my friends, with my heart. And good morning to all my friends under our rainbow. I bet you guys all remembered, and you were shouting at me saying, hey, Miss Jillian, you forgot. Well, I heard you. I did forget. So good morning to all my friends. We already did the date. And what is our season? We've said it so many times. I know you know it. It's the season of, it's the season of spring. Spring. And today's weather here is kind of cold and cloudy, and it's cold. I wish it was a little warmer. And so I grabbed my jar, and I had just one drop of water in my jar. Can you see it? Just one drop. So maybe it didn't rain in the last 24 hours, but maybe it was a drop from a tree or a couple of trees, and maybe the wind blew it because it is kind of windy. And there's also a pine needle in there, so who knows. So I'm going to just write on my book for today, April 14th, 2020. So I drew some clouds and some cold wind, and I'm going to put a T because it is just trace amounts of precipitation. So that's my weather for today. And my bird book, I hope you guys are still working on those, and your bird feeders are lasting, and the squirrels haven't eaten them. And you are enjoying looking at all the birds that are around. And yeah, I'm in my jar, and let's go into a little bit of French. So let's say how we're feeling today. You ready? Okay, so we're gonna go aujourd'hui, ça va. Okay. No. Comme ci, comme ça. Ooh, fantastique. I hope you said it's going fantastic today, and I hope you have a whole day that's fantastic, a wonderful, fun, fantastic day. Okay, so for some French words, we did this word last week. Who remembers what we called it? We called it, la fleur. Voilà la fleur. It's so happy. And we also are going to do this in French is la grenouille. La grenouille. Yeah. Il est vert. And today we're going to add in a new word, and I was looking all over for a picture of it, and I couldn't really find it, so I found this book. And this word that we're adding in is called le jardin, which means the garden. So here's a beautiful picture of a garden, le jardin. And des fois, maybe sometimes, les fleurs poussent, maybe flowers grow in the garden. Et peut-être aussi, les grenouilles sautent. And maybe sometimes frogs jump through the garden. Okay, so le jardin is in here. Le jardin, the garden. Voilà, mes amis. And we've done lots of talking about our frogs yesterday. We talked about what makes an amphibian. We talked about the parts of the frog. So today we're going to start getting into the life cycle of the frog. And I wanted to start with this activity. So this one is where you have the 4 parts of the life cycle. And then you also have this circle drawing. And you're going to color and cut out the parts of the, oh, not parts of the frog, the life cycle parts of the frog, and glue them into your life cycle. And you don't have a printer, if you don't want to print, you can just draw the different parts of the life cycle and then make your own circle and put them in there. So that's really fun too. So let's talk about what they are. So this is where the frogs start. And all amphibians, like we talked about yesterday, start in this soft, jelly, translucent, squishy egg form, okay? So frogs start in their eggs, and they usually lay like maybe hundreds of tadpoles will hatch from these eggs, okay? And a bunch of frog eggs all together, we call them spawn. All right, so those are the eggs, and then they hatch and they turn into tadpoles. So there's a little tadpole there with his eyes, and he has no legs yet, just a tail to help him swim fastly, and he has gills to breathe underwater. So he's right now breathing through gills, and that's like all fish, all aquatic fish, they all breathe through gills. And then as it continues to grow, it turns into something we call a froglet. And it develops its hind legs, its powerful hind legs to jump. And it also develops lungs to start being able to breathe outside of water. And the tail is slowly going to start shrinking. It's going to get smaller. And anything else I want to say about that? Yeah, so now as it gets into the stage, as it spends more time in this stage, it moves fully away from breathing with its gills, and it breathes with its lungs, like you and I. Okay, and then it keeps continuing to grow, and it turns into an adult frog. That's our frog there. And once it's an adult frog, it does, it can swim in water, but it breathes air through its lungs and no longer breathes underwater with gills, and its tail kind of shrinks up all the way, so it's just no tail at all. All right, so frogs go through a huge transformation in their life cycle, and it's really fun to kind of think about and explore. So I hope you have fun coloring those and drawing those and putting them on your life cycle circle. And tomorrow we'll do a few more things about the life cycle. Okay, so enjoy. Frogs are fun and so cool. Okay, now we're going to work on our phonograms. So yesterday, do you guys remember which one we talked about? We talked about the, oh, sorry. I got this colorful book here today. I need just to find a blank paper. Usually I grab my paper before we start. Today I forgot, so you're seeing Sloane's drawing book. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a blank piece of paper, and our phonogram that we did yesterday was the sound s and h. I would keep working on that blue paper I showed you yesterday, but by accident, I cut it up to make number labels, and I didn't realize that it had all my words on the other side. So I'm just going to put s and a h at the top of this. I'm going to circle it today, and that makes, if you guys remember, the s and the h make the sound sh. Yeah. And yesterday we looked at words that had the sh sound at the beginning of the words, like shop. And then we looked at words that had the sh sound at the end of the word, like wish. Okay, so we had these ones, we had dish, and we had fish. Both had the sh sound at the end. So today we're going to go back to one of the activities we did on one of our first lessons, where we go through a book and we look for the sounds, the phonogram sounds. And I was trying to think of the book, and we have lots of books here, but really this book came to my mind right away because I know that there's some in this book, because I've read this book probably, 500 times, and I've had it read to me probably that many times too. So this book is Goodnight Moon, and right away, remember last week where we did the ah and the ah, and it has good and moon, right? So two phonograms there we've already done. And I was just going to go right into maybe the second or third page. So if you have this book at home, you can even use the same book as me, or you can use any storybook you have. And in cursive, which would be awesome, would be to look for some words that have the sh sound in it. So I'm going to read this to you, and we'll see if we can find it. So it says, and a comb and a brush, hey, And a bowl full of mush. Hey, I just heard sh sound 2 times. Did you hear it 2 times? I bet you did. Okay, so a comb, that wasn't it. And a brush. Yeah, brush. Okay, so I'm going to write brush. And a bowl full of mush. Yeah, mush. Okay, that's 2. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Hey, hush also has it. Hush. So I already found 3 on just 2 pages. Good night, room. I don't see the sh sound there. Good night, not there. Maybe I'll have to get another book to get all of 5 of them. I have brush again and I have mush. I've already done those ones. And I did hush. Oh no. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to get another book. I thought maybe there was 1 or 2 more in this book, but no. Okay, so I did 3. So maybe you can find this book and find the same 3, and then you can grab another book to look for some more. So let me look quickly and see if I can find the s and the h together to make the sh sound, because we definitely use it a lot in our writing and our reading. And let me see, maybe I should read this book to you guys on Friday, although it's about pumpkins and it reminds me of the fall. Oh, okay, here's one. So it says here, you should use sugar water. Ah, should. So should has the s and the h at the beginning of the word. So I'm going to circle the s and the h in each of my words for my list of sh words. Okay? So I hope you have fun. Maybe you'll have to look through more than 1 book like me. That happens. That's okay. And find as many as you want. I suggested 5, but you can do more. You can do 10, or you can do 8, or you can do 12, whatever you feel like, okay? And now we're going to move on to our math. So, first of all, I feel like, yes, in yesterday's lesson, when I was counting the pastas, I maybe didn't show it very clear, okay? So really what I wanted you to do is take your 100 numbers, so whatever you have 100 of, and I want you to count it into piles and then put the numbers afterwards, okay? So I think I showed it differently. I think I put my numbers out and then was counting to it. So I would much rather if you just did your piles and then put your numbers to it. So today we're going to take 100 and we're going to break it down into 5s, into groups of 5, okay? So we're going to break it down into 5s, and I'm not going to do the whole thing now on camera because that would take a really long time, but we'll do some together. So I have some number tickets here. So I basically wrote my numbers from 5 to 100 on these tickets. So I wrote 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, so we're practicing counting that way. But really the first thing I want to do is just make my piles. Okay, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm just making one pile there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, but you would do all of your 100 into groups of 5. Okay, then I'm going to send you numbers to cut out. And so yesterday I said just to use your 10s that we had already had, or you could write out your by 10s. So you could write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, but this one I'll send it to you so you can cut out your numbers to 100 by 5. Okay, so then I'm going to find the first one. So my first 5. So just 5. Okay, good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my first pile, so I have 5. And then this one would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I'm looking for 10. There's 10. 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, looking for 15. Oh, boy. Oh, 15. 15. 15. And then it goes 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. 20. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. All right. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40. Okay? So then you would just keep going. So you've already made all of your piles. Then you keep going, putting your tickets, your number tickets with your piles, and you'll do it all the way to 100. Okay? So I think that should be fun and, not too difficult. The thing you might need help with is just cutting out your numbers, but if you feel like it's kind of easy, then just mix your numbers up and you'll have to sort and find the next one. Okay? So it's just counting and sorting and matching the quantity to the numbers. All right, cool. Okay, so I hope you have fun doing that. I wonder how many piles you'll have in total. Maybe you can count those as well and see how many you get. And we are just having so much fun with our number 100 and our 100 objects. Okay, so I hope you found something easy to count. I hope you guys aren't all counting like huge heavy rocks. I think pastas are good, or puzzle pieces, or marbles, or Legos. Those are good too. All right. Okay, so then today for our practical life, we're going to do some folding. So I have this little shirt of Sloane's. It's a pajama shirt actually, and it is doctor's shirt. Looks like a doctor's shirt. Okay, so we're practicing folding a shirt today, which is really a great thing to practice and to do because because every time we do laundry, your grown-ups in your house fold all of your clothes and put them in your drawers. That's a lot of work. So you know how to fold socks. And now we're going to practice folding shirts, and maybe you can start folding your own shirts and your own socks, and we'll do pants as well. And and yesterday we practiced hanging things up, so I think you're getting ready to put away all of your laundry on your own, which would be super. Okay, so this is our shirt. So when you're folding a shirt, I'm going to put it there. You're going to put it down in front of you, and you have the two arms, okay? And you're going to fold in the arms. So I'm going to do one at a time. If I do two at a time, it's going to get messy. So I'm going to take one arm and I'm going to fold it in and I'm going to go down and across. So that sleeve goes to the bottom. And see how this little part wants to come with it. So I'm actually just going to help it fold in a little bit. There, so I fold it in just a little bit. And then I'm going to fold in the other back of the arm. And I'm going to fold this part in just a little bit. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but you basically want to do a little bit of the sides in and both arms crisscross folded back. Crisscross, applesauce. Okay, then I'm going to take the top of the shirt and I'm going to fold down. And there we go, the shirt is folded. All right, so let's try it again. This time I'm going to try to do it from your perspective so you can see it. So you put it in front of you. So you can do it right now with me if you want. And we're going to fold one arm in down to the bottom, crisscross. And I'm going to just bring the side with it a little bit. And then I'm going to fold the other arm down to the other bottom side. And I'm going to bring this side in with it a little bit. And then I'm going to, it just wants to flop over. And then I'm going to bring the top down. Oh my goodness, there we go. See, not always perfect, a little hard upside down, but that's how you do it. And there my shirt's folded. And now I can put it nicely into the drawer. And I can't wait until Sloan can fold her laundry herself. Okay, so now I just want to show you this. We did do this yesterday, so I sent you the pink tower to do yesterday, and I hope you had fun coloring it, and I just wanted to show you what mine looks like when it was finished. So I colored all my blocks, and the way that the drawing is, or that the sheet was, that the way that the cubes are, is that you can cut them and you can stack them, so it really does look like the pink tower when you're done. And then I just quickly numbered each one. So 1 is the smallest block, and 10 is the big block at the bottom. So if you wanted to do that at home, I think that's really fun, and it's a great activity, and you're using cubes and numbers, and you're figuring out the sizes, and you also could build it a few times or glue it on like I did onto big paper. But yeah, I want to share my beautiful pink tower with you. Cool. Okay, and then before we say goodbye, I thought we should do our froggy poem. Where did I put my frog guy? Oh, here he is. There he is. So this poem went like this. I have a little frog. His name is Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water. Glug, glug, glug. He gobbled up all the soap. And when he tried to talk, he had a bubble in his throat. That's my bubble. Okay, so I want you to say it with me, okay? I have a little frog. His name is Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water. He gobbled up all the soap. And when he tried to talk, he had a bubble in his throat. Ribbit. There we go. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have fun counting and finding the sh sound, and with your life cycle of the frog, so start working on that. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. So let me not forget, bye through my heart, and bye to all my friends. Miss you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.